Okay, here's follow-up to my follow-up. I am back in my shop, and as you can see, I've done a few things. So I put these shelves up here just to basically clean this surface off and give me a place to put stuff up there. I'm probably going to put an additional shelf that's more shallow in a couple of places. This is where I had a reloading bench set up that I never use, like ever, but it's here. So I went ahead and sort of halfway organized that. Laser goes here, and I got one of those laser camera things to put there. There's one 3D printer, two 3D printers, and the one on the end. Those are the three that I have that I know work and work well. Now that one is missing a power supply. I got that one for free. It just needs a power supply. That one I think works, but I've got to figure that out. This is one of the Ender 3s that I put together that honestly I don't even know if the thing works. It's been so long. I've got like 5 of those, and some of them worked and some of them didn't, so I've got to figure that out. This is Butt Nugget, my dog. Yes, his name is, it's actually Harry Butt Nugget. But he's a mutt that we found starving to death, and he is an awesome dog. Good dog. Gets into everything, but he's a good dog. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I did move this cabinet from over there to over here. Let's see, I am probably going to redo this shelf. I'm thinking about taking this cabinet and pushing it up against the wall there. And I'm not sure what I want to do with that. And what I'll probably do, I hadn't made up my mind yet. And I'm thinking about moving that too. I may make this like a pegboard all the way across at some point. Not 100% sure yet. I did just go ahead and run through here with plywood. I've also put plywood to here on this side. I'm going to come back eventually and redo it there as well. Maybe. I may not. Honestly, I don't really need to. So what I may do is just put a shelf here. Because in all reality, the only reason I'm using the wall is to have a place to hang stuff and put stuff. So I'll fill this in as well. And I'm really not sure if I'm going to put anything back here. I don't know that it needs it, but we'll see. And honestly, I really gummed up the insulation when I put it in here, and it would be a pain. I wish I knew of a better way to trim that to where it's flush with the studs, because right now I'm just taking my pocket knife and kind of cutting off what I can, which is fine, except for in places like that. And the pieces I'm just sort of dropping down on the wall. And I'm thinking about getting we get a bunch of, what do you call that stuff? Packing peanuts at work. And I'm thinking about bringing home bags of that and just dropping down in the walls there to kind of fill that up and help insulate. And also filling it up in there. Filling up all those gaps up top with packing peanuts as well. Just to, get as much insulation as I can. Probably going to put a shelf here as well, but I'm only going to go as deep as that wall, so it'll be a little shorter. These, I'm not sure if they need to be this deep. These are 35 inches deep. And I've got lights, just like those lights there. These are really cheap lights from Amazon, and they work really well. And I'm going to go all down the bottom side of this lip here, and I'll be able to just flip a switch and light this whole thing up, so it'll be really well lit. Actually better lit than it was before, so I'll really be able to see here if I'm working on something. I've got some inspection stuff that I want to bring home as well at some point. We've got stuff at work, and because of a certification we have, a lot of it has to be recertified and stuff like that, and basically it's not worth our time or money to recertify some of it because we don't do a lot of it. That's where some of these came from. These are gauge blocks and stuff like that. which I already had pin gauge sets and stuff that I'd bought, but you know, it is what it is. I'm also gonna build me a shelf for some of this stuff, probably right back here, like a shorter shelf. And essentially I'll be able to put all my micrometers and things like that in this area, and they'll be a little bit better organized. I want to clear this table off as much as I can. I've also got some of these straight edges that I bought that I'm going to have up here somehow as well, to where I can use this surface plate more. And this is kind of a little baby surface plate, and I sort of built a thing for it that I can adjust here. So it sits here, and I can just adjust these nuts to get it level. I don't even know if that's useful, but that's what I built a long time ago, and I've literally never used this thing but maybe twice. But I figure as I get more into machining and stuff, that'll probably be handy. And eventually, if I can get a bigger surface plate, I'd like to fill that corner with a surface plate. And if I do that, then I've got to figure out where to put the stuff in the corner. I'm going to try to finish this up some today. So I did drill and tap these the other day. This is a project that I've started and I've just never gotten back around to. So I'm going to take and make some of this stuff. The nice thing about a plasma cutter is that you can make stuff like this. Now this is laser cut at work. I just needed a template. I've made 2 of these. But what I'm probably going to do, and you know, a lot of times I'll make something and you use a piece of steel, and sometimes I've got a piece of scrap that works and sometimes I don't. But a lot of times I just need to know, is that bolt pattern going to work? You know, how is that going to function? And one of the nice things about this laser over here is I can just take cardboard and just laser cut a piece of cardboard and then bring it over here and go, you know, is this going to work? Or even a piece of like 1/8 inch plywood or something like that. I can cut stuff like that instead of even though this is, a lot of times I can cut this stuff out of scrap, it's still expensive. And I hate cutting something like this, because this is just a temporary bracket to make all of this work. I cut 2 of these, I bolted it here, and I centered this rail up perfectly with this. I basically took an indicator and swept back and forth until this was perfect. And then I used this one to get this one lined up and to get my holes drilled and tapped and stuff like that. So that was, I just used this bracket to do that. And I just had 2 of them, so it, you know, squared it up. But, you know, I love the 3D printers. They are faster in a lot of ways, but they're also slower in a lot of ways. So say I wanted to make a template to fit this, I could 3D print them, but my build plate is limited. So usually I can't go but so big on a flat piece, and I could 3D print a template that would do that. But I don't have a 3D printer that can go the distance that this will go. Obviously, they are all for different things and different uses, but man, I love the fact that it's just different tools for different jobs. I don't really use this hardly for, I don't do artsy stuff. I just don't. But, you know, I like the ability to have different tools for different uses. And what I'm finding is that thing will get me quicker into something that I can test or try than those will. I can burn a piece of plywood in no time and kind of have a good idea of what I need to do, and then that saves me time on other stuff. I can take a piece of 1/8 inch plywood and burn a template, and then I can plasma cut. You know, so say my plasma cutter is really good at cutting a shape, but these holes, the holes are terrible. It just does not do holes well. So I can take a piece of plywood and I can make a template with the holes that are nice and laser cut and look beautiful. And then I can plasma cut out the perimeter. I can then take the template that I cut with plywood, lay over top of it, take transfer punches like these, right here. And if you've never used these are super handy. It's just different size punches, different diameters. So I can take whichever one is closest, bang, get the center with one of those, and then just drill and tap it manually, or I could even put it in here and drill and tap it. So either way, I just think it's really nifty when you have multiple ways of doing stuff that can save you time. Because this, being able to plasma cut saves me time. Being able to laser cut and being able to 3D print, all of those things combined, you might use 3 different processes to come out with something that's going to do exactly what I want it to do here. Now, ideally, we have a machine at work. It's a fiber laser, and man, that thing is super handy and it's awesome, and I love that fiber laser, but it was a little over $250,000, and it takes, nitrogen and all this other stuff. So to me, for me to make these parts, to do it the way I need to do it, it's just going to take me longer. I can laser cut. This is a laser cut piece from work, and it's great. It works really well. And the nice thing is I do at least have that option if I ever want it, but I want to be able to make a lot of this stuff at home. So the ability to do that is really nice. Now, for poor people like me, buddy, I say poor. I'm actually richer than so much of the world, but I'm working class in America, I guess. But either way, I would like to be able to take a machine like this, have a plasma head that I can plasma cut, but beside it or behind it or something like that, also have a drill head. If you could come up with a machine that would do that, and I'm not talking about something that's going to drill a 1-inch hole, but if you combine a plasma with one of those, with a drill head, and I mean, Langmuir Systems, man, to me, if they would listen to this, and I mean, limit it to an 1/8 inch drill bit, limit it to something that's going to go through and precision drill a small hole that you could then open up with a bigger end mill or a bigger drill bit. And give us software that will run both of those. And so give me software that I can say, I want to plasma cut this path, but these holes I want to rotary cut, and have it set up to where it will rotary cut the holes first and then come through, plasma cut it out. And now I've got something that's actually a very usable product that I can do a lot more with and actually make actual parts. Man, that's rusty. So I've got this press brake, and I've got another press brake, the Langmuir 25-ton, that I've got to come up with some money for whenever they get to shipping it. So I've got to save up some money for that, and it rolls around, so it's probably going to live like right here. And I can always move it. So I've still got some stuff to do. I'm off for a few days. Thinking about trying to take the whole week off if I can, to get some of this stuff done. But man, I'm telling you, I've gotten a lot done this week. This is all of the motors that I've got to fix and put in the truck. So either way, so there's my update. You guys have a great day. Bye.